I think it's just talking about last Saturday. It was a vital win, wasn't it? And a very well-deserved one. It was hard fought then.
Yeah, I think we always knew it was going to be a battle. Do you know what I mean, Keith? And I think actually, even though the game wasn't the best game, and there's been like better away performances probably, and like in terms of the way we played, and do you know what I mean? Like, if you look back, there's Bolton and Chef as well. Like the lads always said that it was a good game, but it's one of those where that those battling points. You know what I mean? They kind of define as you go up the table. The better you become, those kind of wins, isn't it? You know what I mean? Those steely wins are the wins that kind of you need.
Have you ever played in a game where a goal's been scored so quickly?
No, I know. We were just saying that, me, Sweens and Puds. We were saying, like, we looked. Sween said he looked at the clock at like 8 minutes or something, and he was like, we're 1-0 up already. Do you know what I mean? It's like it kind of defines the game, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? But I think it's a credit for us to win 1-0 and to have scored so early. Do you know what I mean? And to have defended so well. And probably actually we had the goal disallowed. We probably had a couple of chances which were good chances. You know what I mean? We probably had better chances than them, even though they kind of had probably the lion's share of I wouldn't say possession, but kind of possession. Yeah. It
was a game where a lot of the ball was in the air a lot of the time because of the pitch. Really,
woke up with a headache on Sunday. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was one of those games, wasn't it? The pitch wasn't great, to be honest. The pitch was, which you could probably see from the side, like it wasn't great. You couldn't really judge the bounce, and it was quite bobbly and hard, and so which made it really difficult to play. But like you say, I think that shows how we've developed and how much we've come on in this season, actually. Yeah.
So we go into the Easter weekend.
Yeah.
It's one game at a time, I know. Gillingham first up, though.
Yeah.
Long trek down into Kent.
It is, yeah. It's a long way away, yeah.
Everything's still alive, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And it's exciting, isn't it? It's especially exciting for me because obviously the last two. Yeah. So it's an exciting period. And yeah, can't wait for Friday. And I'm sure it'll be probably similar to the Wimbledon game, actually. So it's going to be a toughie. Yeah, 4 points in it, isn't there? So
two away wins quite recently.
Yeah.
But your away form perhaps has let you down a little bit this season.
Most definitely, Keith. Yeah, if you look at it, the home form's been sensational, hasn't it? So yeah, most definitely. It's a weird one. It probably, like, for the gaffer, it racks his head because you look at it and you can't really work it out, but it's something that we will have to work out because obviously you can't keep relying on your home form, even though it's great that we do. Even though it's great we have excellent home form, maybe it's a support, but you look at the support away from home as well, and like you look at Saturday, it's just phenomenal. So it's one for, at least it's one for the gaffer, not me.
I mean, you have looked at a tighter unit since January, I would say, when you've had Joe Lumley and Ryan Sweeney come in. I'm not saying they're the real reason, but they seem to inspire confidence in the rest of you. Yeah,
I don't know if it's because we got. I think at the start of the season we were a little bit, especially I think away from home, we were. I think the lads, and rightly so, we're confident in our own ability, and I think sometimes we were that confident we'd go maybe to teams and we'd make the odd mistake and we'd be punished. You know what I mean? And I think we've become better at realising the points where you do have to hook it away or do something that's not that pretty. Do you know what I mean? And I think as the season's gone on, we've got better at that. Do you know what I mean? Which is definitely, I think, a positive. But yeah, because you look at the game last night, Juve Barca, like Juve pressed and Barca couldn't get. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you do have to just slightly. I think we've got better at that, recognising on the pitch, recognising situations. But yeah, they've been great additions as well, haven't they? In terms of defensively, been an amazing addition. Sweens. It's not just that, Jakey as well. I think it's tough for Jakey because it was. I think he already started that process, and then obviously when he broke his arm, and do you know what I mean? So, but he's come back in and he's done excellent as well. So.
You shouldn't forget probably Joe Partington and Bob Harris, Johnny Byrne as well.
Oh, yeah,
they're on the sidelines waiting for an opportunity.
Yeah, and they've done well. Bernie's come in and he's done well, and Bobby come in and done well, and Bobby's got great experience about him, and Parts is an athlete, and
when he played in midfield last week, didn't he?
Yeah, and he's versatile because he played right back, played in midfield, and you probably play him centre back, to be honest. He's quite tall, isn't he? And he reads the game well, and he knows the game. Do you know what I mean? Wing back, so I think our squad's developed and got better, which is obviously a positive, and keeps you on your toes as well, which is good. And yeah, I think there's just been a continual development, which is exciting for the gaffer, and exciting for us and the supporters and that, which is great.
When you look back over the season, some of the grounds you've been to, some of the bigger clubs you've played, it must have been quite an experience for you.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. It's funny, isn't it? Because I don't really look at it, to be honest, Keith. It's funny, yeah. Because you obviously I've gone from playing, I can't remember, the West Midlands, Division 1, but I don't really look at because some people ring me from back then when they come to watching that, and they're like, oh, you've done really well, and I was just like, but it's still happening, so I don't really think about it. I think maybe when I finish I'll look back at it and go, oh, that's excellent, but I think if you get caught up in it, you kill yourself. I think you do, Keith. I think if you get caught up in it, you kill yourself. I honestly think that. Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the surroundings you're playing in, really. I mean, and the ground you've been to. Yeah. It must have been quite a journey. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's been fantastic. But you don't like when you play those games, like the Chelsea game. You don't have a minute to go, oh, look at this, they're nice. Do you know what I mean? You don't have that, Keith. Involved, do you know what I mean? So it whizzes by. Like the Bolton game's the same. Like those games, you don't have seconds to look up and be like, those. It doesn't happen. So I suppose it's maybe when you look back at the photos and stuff. But I try not to get caught up in it. For me, it's all about progression and helping the club progress. And I don't want to get caught up in the past. The past. So for me, the next step is here and the next step's there. And that's I know it's a little bit serious. Like the gaffer says, I'm a bit of a serious moaner and stuff, because we're always trying to progress, and I always want the team and the lads and the standards to keep pushing forwards. I think sometimes if you start getting carried away, those things don't happen. But maybe I should lighten up. I don't know, Keith.
Just Easter weekend. I mean, we have Gillingham. I know you and the manager don't look too far ahead, but with only 4 to go, isn't there a temptation to look further down the line? Yeah,
of course there is. Yeah, massively. And as a supporter, you undoubtedly would be. Do you know what I mean? You definitely do, didn't you? I remember as a kid, you'd always, oh look, if we had these up and this, do you know what I mean? This happens, and I think you definitely do. But for us, that you can't get carried away, because obviously the Gillingham game for us is of mass importance, and if we get carried away, that one goes by, doesn't it? And you might not get the result you want. So for us, the next game's Gillingham. That's the next things we'll work on and plan, and that's of mass importance, isn't it? I think every game is massively important, but like you say, as you get to the end of the season, it's highlighted, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So it's less left or whatever. But,
And you touched on it earlier, but you must be delighted to be involved at the end of the season.
Yeah, definitely.
The last 2 years have been a bit of a nightmare, haven't they?
Yeah. It's been tough. It's been exciting, and I love watching. Actually, I love watching the lads because they're so exciting. You watch them, and we got so many good players now. That sometimes obviously I love playing and stuff, but it's enjoyable to watch, isn't it? And I think that's why it's been so fantastic, and it's a fantastic environment, especially around the men. It's an awesome environment, and when you don't play, it's awesome. You get people coming up to you and that, and like, do you know what I mean? You get that. You get that buzz. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, playing's quite something. It's amazing. So I'm enjoying it. We've had ups and downs. There's been ups and downs in this season. Do you know what I mean? Things that have happened that are frustrating, but I think that's football, isn't it, Keith? Do you know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's like a love-hate thing, isn't it? It's like, yeah, you get things that are really frustrating, like really hurt, because you live it. It's like you live it, so it hurts. You know what I mean? But so yeah, nothing you can do about it. It's in the past, isn't it?
Well, one other thing is in the past, and just want to say congratulations. You won an award for your off-the-field activities, PFA Community Player of the Year for Rovers. I mean, how important is an honour like that? Oh,
it's nice. I think my mum always says, like, the football. I think the football does define you, but football doesn't define me as a person. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I think those things are nice because it's personal, isn't it? It's stuff where I've taken the time out to do it and that, but it's not. Yeah. So yeah. It's nice. It's lovely, but it's not. Yeah.
You do enjoy going out and meeting the fans.
Yeah,
anyway,
I do. I think it's the right thing to do. To be honest, Keith, there's nothing else more than that. Like, if I've got the time, I try and get out and do it. Like I said, like the football is a huge part of my life, and I've worked really hard to get where I am. But I think as a person, I try and be as connective as possible, and I like meeting people, and it's nice that we share the same thing. And if we can make them smile and make people happy and that kind of thing, then I think that's great. Do you know what I mean? And yeah.
Well, I'm sure the fans appreciate it anyway. So congratulations
thank you.
again.
Cheers, Keith.
Okay.
Thank you very much.